And what's the name of the creature that's a blue and a green?
Coiling
Yeah,
Oracle?
coiling oracles, and and all those other
Yeah, there were a lot more
mana accelerants.
A million people.
So I think it's actually safe to assume that he's going to
Right over
keep
here,
with the scape
right
shift
here.
because he's got some experience
Grand
with it.
Prix competitors, welcome to round 10. You have 50 minutes. You may begin.
All right, so that's the start of the round. So welcome to round 10 of Grand Prix Atlanta here, brought to you by Phoenix Games and ggslive Live. Got Rashad Miller in the booth with Ray Punzalan.
Hello, everybody.
Wait, that's not Ray.
Hello.
Okay, that's Ray.
Let everyone know we are live right now this early morning.
Yeah, send some tweets.
Tweet, Facebook, whatever you need to get people in here.
We can update Facebook. Let's update Facebook.
No?
If I update this, or is it the other way
We're
around?
not allowed to ask for a
Update
die?
Facebook. And if you're not a fan on Facebook, you should be. You can link to the page on if you go to ggslive.com and click links, and then you'll have a link to all of our social media pages.
We both have pen and paper and
Our
decks.
Facebook fan page, our Twitter feed, everything.
I only have a pen.
Everything, everywhere we go.
Yeah.
And to get all your GG's Live information, news up to date. So we did see Charles Gindy earlier, and he is playing John. Not sure what Ben Stark is playing, but we're pretty sure that it begins with Skate and ends with the T. What do you think? Do you think
It's close. It's close.
it's close?
We didn't see any cards. Maybe he's really tricky me. Hold the sleight of hand, remove the escape out of his deck now.
I mean, he is very tricky.
Our Twitter, if you guys are not following us on Twitter, it is at ggslive, ggslive. Nothing too fancy. Should be easy to find us. Gindy, he had a Blightning in hand. Russ is unclear.
Ben Stark didn't like his hand.
Not good enough for Ben. Looked like a couple mountains and that's it.
So I think Charles is licking his chops. Well, every mulligan makes that Blightning so much sweeter.
Still surprised that Charles playing Blightning still, considering
Blightning's a great card. I don't think Blightning.
there's like a lot of the decks a lot of the Jund decks that have been doing well has just took out Blightning.
I think people take out Blightning because they're afraid of Vengevine. Like, Vengevine is like the anti-Blightning card. But you know what? Sometimes it just doesn't matter. If your opponent mulligans to 6 and you Blightning them, you know how they don't have anything left.
Demigod too.
I think those are the wrong reasons to not play Blightning. There's still some Planeswalkers out there, although they're not as many. But Blightning still kills a Jace if they don't Fate Seal you.
It's true.
It gets rid if they don't Fate Seal you, it gets rid of the card that they got, another card, and it gets rid of the Jace.
Pinoy Magic. Warrior, welcome for your Rashad tokens.
Oh, you're welcome. Woohoo! Did I just send out some Rashad tokens?
Pinoy Conrad. Pinoy Magic.
No one sent me a forest. You know what? If you send me a forest and it's an awesome forest, I'll send you something back. We're looking at Twitter. Our Twitter feed's awesome. This new Twitter thing, I didn't even know. I didn't know what it was.
Tweeter?
Yeah, this Tweeter. What's this Tweeter stuff people were talking about? All right, so Ben's back in the tank, trying to figure out if he can keep his double Valakut Mountain hand.
And he does. Savage Lands starts off with Gindy right there.
And he drew another mountain, so he has lots of. He may just raw dog the mountain double Valakut win.
That's pretty normal in this world.
So there's a second Valakut, and he has 2 other mountains in his hand, or 3. I think he drew another mountain. So Gindy gets in there and pumps, I'm sure.
And now a Fauna Shaman. Fauna Shaman's been huge for these Jund decks now. Being able to search, like, chain demigods, find more threats, but mostly just a couple demigods, and it's really hard for any deck to just be a chain of demigods to keep them coming back.
Oh, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do they just keep coming back, or do you just get greedy and you keep putting them in, and then...
I think you probably only need 2 at a time so that you can protect yourself a little bit.
Yeah, I guess you put one in the graveyard and then you get another one and then you play it, so you at least get one back, and then if something happens to those, you go get another one.
The other ones.
Very, very powerful. So in comes the team, says Charles Gindy.
So Blightning might come out here since Charles decided to attack. He didn't pump last turn.
Oh,
Anathemaster.
Anathemaster. I think we're gonna have a response just to save a little bit of life.
It's funny, towards the end of John's existence in Standard, Anathemaster had lost playability basically because we lost those filter lands and such, but now that we're playing all those again,
Yeah.
got main deck quality once again. Looks like Ben's just going to be on the green-red Scape Shift deck. There's so many variants of Scape Shift. There's green-red Scape Shift, blue-green Scape Shift, Wargate.
Yeah, and actually, Anathemaster is usually the worst against this red-green version, but it just happens that...
Yeah, he let out a double Valakut.
Yeah. So Ben hasn't played an Oracle Modier, which is revealing a Explorer. The Explorer is a little bit under the graphic, and he has 2 Valakuts, a Mountain, a Forest, and a Terramorphic Expanse. Now, wow, Charles Gindy has an Anathemaster, Putrid Leech, and a Fauna Shaman, along with a Raging Ravine, a Lava Claw reaches under his hand, Savage Lands, and Forest.
Lightning Bolt gets rid of Oracle, so Ben doesn't have any use for, doesn't get any real use out of it.
Yeah.
Now Charles is coming in for at least 6 and
There's
a
a Blightning.
If Charles had been pumping his Leech the whole time, he would have been dead, but I guess he's trying to be on the safe side because Scape Shift could come out of nowhere and just finish you off.
Yeah, it's one less Mountain you need every time you pump. Well, you know, up to a point, like the third time, then it's only 2, then it's... And it could be, you know, you got if there's a red land up, there's no reason to lose your Leech to Lightning Bolt.
Well, Ben's Explorer should be face down now. Oracle's gone.
Yeah,
it's okay.
I don't know how big of a deal it is. Now it's shuffling it away, so.
Welcome to round 1. You have 50 minutes. You may begin.
Ben's down to 1?
Yep. Ben's down to 1. Ben needs to have a Scape Shift here, I think. And he
I don't think that was a Scape Shift. Maybe it was a Scoop Shift.
Comedian Rashad Miller, everybody.
I'll be here all night, or morning, or all day, ladies and gentlemen.
I know everyone's looking forward now for guests.
Like, let's get that Rashad guy out of here.
So, Ben's making some changes to his deck. Couldn't see what he started pulling out. And Gindy looked at the sideboard real quickly and saw Thought sees it. So those seem like the first card he wants to put in here. Taking out the Anathemancers, the Terminates. Let's see what else. It looks like those are the cards that Gindy's taking out. Let's see what he's going to replace them with yet. On the other side, Ben's a little more sneaky at removing his cards.
Yeah, it looks Oracles and
Holy Expedition and a Haro. That full art card is a Haro, I believe.
Those seem like good ones to take out.
So, some number of each of those. It looks like there's 6 cards total he's bringing in.
So if you guys aren't playing Hat Bingo, you should be right now.
Go on ggslive.com and then you click the Hat Bingo board link.
Yeah, and then you can download a PDF. We're gonna be putting more boards up in other places. Like, you have to follow us on Twitter because there's gonna be a link in Twitter to a couple more boards. We're gonna have some boards on our Facebook fan page. We're also gonna have some boards on pastimes.net. So we're gonna give them some boards. So you go to all these places, get all these boards. You're gonna have more chances to win whatever it is that you can win. We're not sure what the grand prize winner is gonna get, but I'm sure I could give everybody like some tokens from the next set of tokens for sending in a completed bingo board.
Someone's gonna try to make their own board. They're gonna try to trick us.
Oh, I need to put that. Should I like watermark it? Put in some type of make it authentic.
Bring it to U.S. Treasury and see what they could do about it. Hold it up to the light. Yep, that's one of our bingo boards. So again, welcome everybody. This is, if you're just joining us, this is day 2 of Grand Prix Atlanta. Joining me, Ray Punzlan in the booth is, of course, Rashad Miller.
Of course.
Of course, it's Rashad Miller, sporting a hat. If you guys caught a glimpse,
It's a nice
earlier,
hat.
I mean, we've listed off a couple hats through some of these shows. Maybe you got bingo already.
Probably
Maybe.
not. Probably not. Maybe you do, but most likely you don't. Someone in the chat saying that Valakut is the best land since Rashad and Port. I still think that my Port is the best land.
How about strip mine? Strip mine is pretty awesome.
That's okay. You have to sacrifice it. And then it's
Tabernacle
gone.
pretty awesome.
I like the
Tabernacle
tabernacle.
pretty sweet. There's a lot of sweet lands actually. Valakut's the best land in some time, but Lands and Legacy doesn't even touch that card.
You don't see anyone playing Valakut in Legacy. Although there were some.
There were some.
There were some shape shift.
Scape shift.
Yeah, scape shift decks in Legacy. You have a lot of options actually, with the ways you can get more land into play. You ever play with a Summer's Bloom?
Yeah.
That card's awesome.
There's a couple. The deck we saw a while back was pretty interesting. It doesn't seem too fine-tuned. Seems more like, he built it quickly
Yeah.
and played it in a tournament and had fairly good results. So we'll be going down to 6.
Yeah, it's Gindy's turn to be down a card.
See how this works out for Ben. Ben just kept his hand. So while we wait, how many people out there are cheering for the Bears out of curiosity?
Go Bears.
Bears, Bears, Bears. No Packers, right? We're going to make sure there's no Packer fans in here.
You better not let us know. We found a Packers fan.
And the winner is banned from the chat.
I think
And opponent's gone.
I think that's the
And
whiner.
And we're gonna
That's how
get.
you pronounce that, not the winner. It's the whiner.
I don't know what the shift work like.
We're just gonna get rid of everybody in this chat.
Tournaments, but not during tournaments, really.
At ESPN, they had the map of everyone who thinks the Bears are gonna win, everyone who thinks the Packers will win in the United States. So
Is it like this?
Blue means Packers, red means Bears. Illinois is in red. All the other states blue. So we're right in the middle, like surrounded with blue. Go Bears!
Hey, Jay Cutler gets it done.
I forget there's another football game too.
You know, the Bears won a Super Bowl with Jim McMahon as their quarterback too.
Or not LA, Atlanta actually.
Okay, fine. He didn't even score a touchdown in that Super Bowl.
Yeah, but what about Mike Singletary, the fastest linebacker?
Mike Singletary is the fastest linebacker at Tecmo Bowl. If we got any Tecmo Bowl players out there, he is. You select him, and you can either just run through the line, or you can just run back and get any interception that you want.
All right, there's 6 cards for Gindy. Kitchen Finks, Raging Ravine, 4 mystery, and he keeps. It appears. Evolving Wild starts off for Ben.
Gindy's thinking about it. Must be a tough decision. I think he drew a demigod, but I don't know how that makes him have to decide anything.
Maybe he's like, do I try to draw 8 and then discard demigod?
He's like, how many times can I discard? How many times can I risk not doing anything to discard this demigod?
Rampant growth for Ben. Gonna get another forest. Nope.
I think you get the mountain.
Mountain it is. Black Cliff Cleave, right? Did I say that correctly? Yeah.
Yeah. There's the Thoughtseize. I think he wanted to. He was considering playing that Thoughtseize turn 1.
So we see Escape Shift, that prismatic omen and a card with some glare on it.
It looks like a red card. Is that a Fallout?
Might be a volcanic fallout that we can't see.
Kind of looks like a Fallout.
Black Cleave Cliffs. There you go. What do they call it? Black Cliff Cleaves? Something like that. I got some of the words right.
Actually, you got all the words right.
Yeah, just not in the right order. That's what I meant. Not in the right order. There's Omen, Scape Shift, and what we think is volcanic fallout.
Scape shift.
Scape Shift goes away, unsurprisingly.
Got it.
Yep. Good. God.
Ben loses a fallout, but at least a Putrid Leech is in play. Terramorphic Expanse and a Prismatic Omen.
So what do you think of Prismatic Omens and just the 2-color Valakut decks?
I still think it's fine. It's pretty. Seems good enough.
I guess as long as you have, I guess if you have the slots for it, you might as well put it in just to make it that much easier. In comes a Kitchen Finks from Charles Gindy that he played last
And
turn.
another Kitchen Finks.
Trying to get out of reach of that Scape Shift.
Gindy's going to go up to 22. Ben drew a Rampant Growth for the turn.
Now, I remember back when Scape Shift decks first came out, and you know, they were just playing a forest with a bunch of mountains, so you had to go get the right amount of mountains and Valakuts to make it right.
Yeah.
And you know, so many people couldn't figure it out. Somebody made a flow chart on the internet, put it on the internet, and they called it the Scape Shift flow chart. And it is like if this person has this much life, and these are the land you get. so instead of people, you know, trying to figure it out all day, like, what am I supposed to get? How am I supposed to kill you with
I
the
remember
Scape
people
Shift?
got so confused from the Scape Shift too. There's some people who like didn't know when it triggered and they were like doing well in tournaments, and they were still winning somehow. They'd miss a couple triggers because they didn't realize it'd trigger it. Or they go for Scape Shift and not search up enough lands. They're like, yeah, but they try to kill you still. Doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
Alright, so here we go. Ben Stark, 4 mana, and look at that, Obstinate Bailoff. We're playing the life game.
Ben's gonna need some help if he's gonna try to beat this Demigod of Revenge here.
He bought himself one more turn with that Bailoff. But I don't think Ben actually has any good answers to Demigod.
Nothing really.
I think you just have to race it
for it, basically.
Yeah, or, you know, get a Valakut going and, you know, 2 land. Actually, right now, if he draws a Valakut, he can get rid of that Demigod.
12 makes a 7. Ben will drop to 4 here.
And that wasn't
and
a...
it looks like it might be game.
Yeah, that was a mountain. And there you have it.
So Charles Gindy advances to...
Was he undefeated?
Oh man, Scape Shift next card for Ben. He has 1 loss. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does do it. It does
Yeah,
do it.
so Ben looks at the next card. It was a Scape Shift, and Gindy was like, "But you don't have enough." And then
I had a demigod.
Ben pointed to the Prismatic Omens, and that would have been it.
To
But
Well, that was a quick match to start off the day. So we see Judd, as we've been seeing standard for the past year, dominating and extended as well.